So no jump scares, just pain, a lot of pain. I kind of loved it. Frankenstein proves again why Guillermo del Toro is unmatched at turning monsters into mirrors. I expected horror, but what I got was incredible heartbreak, and Frankenstein might be the most emotional film of his entire career. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, my name is Troy. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to review Frankenstein by the great Guillermo del Toro, which is in select theaters for a couple weeks and on Netflix here pretty soon. If you get a chance to see it in the theater, I would recommend doing so because this film is meant to be seen on the big screen. But if you can't get a chance, run to see it when it's on Netflix here soon because it's incredible. Again, I went into this movie expecting to be a little spooked. Instead, I cried my eyes out for 2.5 hours over a creature because Guillermo is a monster himself and making us do this whenever he writes a film about a creature. We saw it with Pinocchio that came out, the animated film, also The Shape of Water, which is really popular. The guy is just a magician in making you care about these creatures and humanizing them in a way that makes you feel a lot of sympathy towards them. And Frankenstein isn't exempt from that. It isn't a traditional horror film. It's an emotional reimagining of one of the most iconic monster stories ever told. And he proves once again why he's really the only director who can make you feel these things for these iconic monster stories. And I'm just blown away each time. I don't know why at this point I would expect anything less. And the cast across the board here is absolutely phenomenal, led by Oscar Isaac playing the role of Dr. Victor Frankenstein. He is really, really great in this role and I think deserves a lot of conversation and buzz this award season for his performance. He is mad, he's sadistic. The scene in which he is creating the monster, creating the creature is completely unhinged. I couldn't help but laugh as he is literally cutting these body parts into pieces with a saw. And there's just limbs everywhere all over his workplace. It's crazy. But he really owned this role. He really embodied the character very well, I think. And you really could see his quest for power, his hunger for power, and how that led him to be the monster himself, really, in creating this creature that ultimately couldn't die. And so he was so good in this movie. Mia Goth was also really great. Christoph Waltz, Mads Mikkelsen, and the actor who played Argus Filch in the Harry Potter franchise. I'm blanking on his name right now, but he was really great as the grandfather in that family that the monster stayed with. He really humanized the creature in a great way. But the guy who stole the show in this movie has to be Jacob Elordi. He is insanely good in this movie, and this movie isn't as good if he's not the one portraying the monster. He does such a good job of bringing you into the kind of nuances of this character, really bringing you into those human moments of it, really playing a fearful creature at first. You feel his anger. I was really impressed that he was so good in this role. And I even heard that he wasn't even supposed to be the main actor for this, that he was kind of a replacement of sorts. And it's hard to imagine that because I can't see anybody else playing this role because of how amazing he is in it. His performance is layered, it's deeply human, it's heart-wrenching, and I think it's really the best of his career. He is so good in this. I can't stress that enough. You know, again, I can't picture anybody else doing this. And he really drives home the movie. He really drives home making you feel for this character. I don't think if he's half as good, it doesn't land because, man, it's so heavy and he does such a good job with it. Guillermo del Toro continues to be this master of making you care for these monsters. Again, he did it in The Shape of Water. He did it in Pinocchio. I don't know how he's so crafted and skilled in this way. And he really took a horror story, reimagined it into this heartbreaking tragedy. One that makes you feel a lot of things and makes you think about life and death and that sort of thing. As Victor wanted just to create this creature to conquer death. And this creature just wants to die and can't because of how he was created. They have a really touching moment at the end when the creature and Victor, they reconcile and the creature forgives him for that. And Victor encourages him to live a life even though he's never going to die. And the last scene, the shot of him seeing the sunrise and the one single tear, on his face. Again, shout out Jacob Elordi. It was just incredible. And Guillermo writing that sequence and having that vision for this character, for this movie, was just so good and so well done. And also, in true Del Toro fashion, he finds a way to weave in a romance between character and the creature, which happens with Mia the Goth and the monster. Again, Shape of Water was the same way. It just cracked me up when I knew it was happening. I was like, there it is. There's his signature touch. And so that is also part of this movie as well, although not as heavily a part of the plot as it is in The Shape of Water, but still funny nonetheless, in my opinion. But again, I think Frankenstein might be Guillermo's best work, at least his most emotional and visually stunning film yet. It really feels like this meditation on grief and creation, a tragic look at what happens when love and ambition collide, and I'm just really impressed by this movie. Again, I came expecting fear and was just blown away by the emotional weight of this film, and just shout out Guillermo for really creating storytelling at its best for this. I didn't expect this movie at the beginning of the year to land on my top 10 list, but it's there right now. It is definitely there firmly in my top 10 this year, which I'm looking forward to sharing at the end of this year. There's a few more films that I'm really anticipating that I think may land on that list too. But this one is squarely and firmly in it. And I'm really blown away by that, because I didn't expect a movie about Frankenstein to be one of my favorites of the year, but here we are. If you saw Frankenstein this weekend or previously, because it's been on a select theater run for a little bit, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about it? Are you looking forward to it dropping on Netflix? If you haven't had the chance to see it in your local theater yet, let me know that too. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe for more content, guys, and thanks for tuning in.